Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast, your one-stop shop for television, movie, video games, comic books, book reviews, and more. Now, without further ado, here's Steven and Mike.
Hello there. So who talks first? You talk first. I talk first.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. Great to have you here with us today. I am your co-host, Mr. Stephen Boster, along with the one, the only, the geek man himself, Mr. Michael Shanks. Mike, say hey to everybody.
Good morning to all you geeks out there in Geekdom Land.
Welcome to the show, everybody. We are going to have a movie fight today. Kind of, sort of, not really, but we are talking about being on the road to Andor.
We're going to have a fight about Rogue One? Really?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not. It'll be spicy today, everybody. I'm just saying that because, you know, we always joke about saving it for the podcast.
Right.
So we definitely saved it for the podcast.
Well, we're going to go back and review Rogue One, since that's a movie that came out before we were doing the podcast, and we figured it'd be a good way to lead up to Andor.
Yes. So we will we'll talk briefly about what hit Disney Plus over the last week as far as Andor goes, as part of our Andor discussion, and then why we're doing Rogue One discussion, because it's kind of like a prequel to a prequel to a prequel.
Well, it's a prequel to. Wait a minute, are we talking about Andor or are we talking about Rogue One?
Andor.
Okay, so Andor is a prequel to the prequel of Star Wars A New Hope, but it's a sequel to the prequels. Episode 1, 2, and 3.
Oh, you're cracking me up.
Your head ready to explode now?
This is when we need one of those explosion sound effects. Boom.
You know, several years back, well, I think it was right after Disney announced that they bought Star Wars from George Lucas. A friend of mine at work was putting on my marker board in my cubicle the Star Wars timeline. And it looked like a conspiracy theory, you know, one of the somewhere I got a picture of it too.
Yeah, that'd be kind of fun. I love those conspiracy theory boards, and now that you mention that, I could definitely see that. For Star Wars.
That's what it looked like. All we needed is red strings and, you know.
Right, something like that. So, we're going to do news, everybody, then Geekdar, and then get into our topic today. Mike, you said we had a poopy load of stuff for the news.
Well, that's because last week we started recording before Disney really did anything for Disney Day.
Yeah, it was a whole Disney Day weekend. And
so
stuff.
after we finished recording, of course, they dropped all kinds of trailers and stuff.
All kinds of trailers. That is so true. Yes.
But they dropped the season 3 Mandalorian trailer, which that looks really good. Pretty excited about Mandalorian season 3.
Yes. It did look good.
They dropped the Andor trailer, the last Andor trailer, which looks really good. And they added on Disney Plus a sneak peek.
Yeah.
Andor. It's 9 minutes long. Really good. I was very impressed with it.
Yeah, I plan on talking about that when we get into our discussion, because it's all ties in. So yeah.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And I think that might be the same because Rogue One hit the theaters again this past week. It was out like in IMAXs across the country.
Really?
Yeah, to promote Andor, and they put a special sneak peek at the end of Rogue One. So I don't know if it was the exact same thing that they dropped on Disney Plus the other day or what.
I would imagine, but yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I would think it would be the same.
Mhm.
But who knows, you know?
Right.
Fortunately, I did not get to go re-see it in the theater. I'm not sure if it was anywhere around me though, but it was only at select theaters. So anyway,
Mm.
and I think only IMAX too. I think it was only
Okay.
IMAX.
So I had to IMAX screen. Okay.
Right. The other thing was they dropped the trailer for Marvel Secret Invasion.
Right.
Sam Jackson.
Yeah, and I'm ambivalent on this one. I
See,
just
I
don't
thought it looked
know.
really good.
Don't get me wrong. I love me some Sam Jackson, but I was just like, I don't know.
I
It
don't know.
looks,
I'm
who
excited.
can you trust and stuff. I'll still give it a shot though. Don't get me wrong. It's not one of those where I'm like, whatever, no, I'll still give it a shot. I'll still watch the first part of it for
But
sure.
now the thing that Disney dropped that I was really excited about, and I had
Uh-huh.
no idea I was going to be so excited about this.
Yes.
They dropped the trailer for, um, uh, Tales of the Jedi.
Oh yeah.
Okay, now Tales of the Jedi was originally a Dark Horse comic book series. I have some of the Tales
Is
issues.
it the same? Is it the same as
No,
the?
no, they've
Oh, okay.
borrowed the title. I mean, they own
Oh, okay.
everything, you know. I mean, Disney owns the whole freaking world practically. So, you know, and when it comes to Star Wars, they own everything. So they took the title. I mean, the title is exactly the way
It
it
looks
looks
the same and
on
everything.
the
I thought
comic
it looked
books.
familiar. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Okay.
It's identical to what they used to put on the comic books, and they're doing that on purpose too. But I mean, this looks really
It
good.
does look good.
I mean, we're getting training sessions with Anakin and Ahsoka. I That's amazing.
Right.
We didn't really get that during the Clone Wars. So,
Mhm.
we're going back
Mhm.
and seeing some early stuff with Anakin and Ahsoka. I just don't want to hear Snips and Sky Guy. Please get
Right.
that crap out of there.
Right.
That was the thing about Clone Wars that really annoyed me in the early days of the Clone Wars.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
And it looks like we're getting some Mace Windu stuff, and yeah,
Mhm.
I'm excited. I think
Yeah.
I am actually more excited about this than I am season 2 of Bad Batch.
Ooh.
Yeah,
You mean season 3?
or oh yeah, season 3. Sorry,
No,
uh,
that's okay.
I'm losing track of what's what right now.
Right.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I want to see Bad Batch. I want to see how that plays out and everything. But
Mhm.
yeah, Tales excites me more, and I had no idea this. I mean, I knew it was coming, but I didn't really know what it was about. And
Right.
now that I saw some trailers, I'm like, oh yeah, bring this on. I'm ready for this. This looks cool.
Right.
Um,
Right. You,
oh,
you know what trailer that came out that I was so excited for?
what's that?
Willow.
I haven't watched the trailer yet.
Oh, it looks so good. It looks like it is a continuation off the movie. I mean, like 20 years later kind of a thing, and the prophecy is being fulfilled, all kinds of stuff. And it looks like it's going to be a fun fantasy film. It
Um,
does.
True confession time. I've never watched the original Willow.
Oh, really? The one with Val Kilmer and everything?
Yeah, I've never watched it. Never.
Oh, okay. All right.
I,
Then that makes sense why you haven't seen the trailer yet. So that's fine. That's
um,
okay.
but it's on Disney Plus, so we'll probably end up. I got a feeling we'll end up reviewing that before the TV series starts because I'm sure.
Ooh, The Road to the Willow, Disney Plus. Watching Willow. Yeah.
I'm sure we'll be covering that.
Right.
Other geek news: Disney removes Rogue Squadron from its release list.
Yeah.
So I wished I could say I was surprised by this, but I'm not surprised at all. I said
Really?
it before, and I'll say it again: we're not getting any more Disney, or we're not getting any more Star Wars movies. There's
Well, Rogue Squadron wasn't Rogue Squadron a series?
no. It was supposed to be a movie. It was supposed
Oh,
Patty
okay.
Jenkins, who did Wonder Woman 1984, was supposed to do Rogue Squadron
Oh, right. That's right. Yeah.
because her father was a fighter jet pilot, and
Mm-hmm.
she was excited about doing X-wings and doing
Mm-hmm.
fighter pilot type stuff. So,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, they pulled that from their release list, and again, I'm not surprised at all because I don't think we're getting any more Star Wars movies. I think Star Wars movies has ended. This is it.
Oh, so you think they'll all be like Disney Plus
Yeah.
series?
I think they took too many hits with the sequel trilogy, uh,
Uh-huh.
and with the Han Solo film, solo film.
Mhm.
I think Disney is gun shy about releasing Star Wars movies because of the unpopularity of those films. And
Mhm.
I think they believe that they get more success on Disney Plus, and they will stick with what they think they're successful at. So
Mhm.
I think the era of Star Wars movies, I think it's ended. I don't think there's any more coming. If it is, it'll be a long time from now. It's not going to be anywhere in the near future. So
Interesting.
that was no surprise to me. I know a lot of people were upset and disappointed, and I get it. But
Right.
you got to look at what's going on, and they're not doing Star Wars movies.
Mhm. Mhm.
It's
Okay.
uh,
Okay. I can see your rationale there. That's interesting. They pulled the Rangers one,
yeah.
Rangers of the New Republic, and I thought, well, okay, they're pulling Rogue Squadron. Okay. And my whole brain was on that.
Well,
Um,
Rangers was for another reason, though.
well, yeah, but then have we seen
Hi, Angie.
Alkalite? Hi,
Acolyte.
Angie.
I I I don't know if there was any news that came out of Disney Day, Disney Plus Day, whatever it was. I don't know if there was I didn't see any news about Acolyte.
I didn't either, so I was curious if that was probably on the chopping block too.
Now that's a Disney Plus series. That's not a movie, so
Oh,
I
well, yeah.
I think that's still in the works, but
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know. Right now, the big things on radar are Mandalorian, Andor, Bad Batch, and uh, Tales of the Jedi. Oh, and that other one that I'm not excited about at all.
Which
The
one?
one with the kids. I keep forgetting the name of that thing.
The one with the kids. It is a Star Wars
Yeah,
thing?
I've heard it described as Star Wars versions of Stranger Things.
Oh, weird. Okay.
Uh,
Good morning, Three Geeky Dads podcast.
oh yeah, good. Uh, I cannot think of the name of that movie or that show to save my life. I don't know. Anyway, those are the things that are on the radar that are
Okay.
coming up for Star Wars.
All
Um,
right.
we got one bit, or we got two bits of DC news. I, I don't know.
There's one of them. They already hit us on one. Thanks, guys. We were
Yeah,
just about to talk about it. Great. You
right.
stole our thunder, Three Geeky Dads, in the chat.
I bet that's
Oh,
Brian too.
spoiler alert. No, I'm
So
just kidding. I
yeah,
love you guys. I'm
Constantine
playing.
2 supposedly has been announced with Keanu Reeves. And unfortunately, Constantine, the television series with Matt Ryan, has been canceled. Uh, ugh, this bothers me. We just reviewed Constantine, and I like Constantine. I guessed it. It was
It
Brent.
is. You're right.
I like Constantine. I enjoyed it. I thought it was good, and I like Keanu Reeves. He's
It
one,
was funny that we just did our show on it too.
right. And now we get the news that the second one's coming out. So
That was because we did the show. They
That's
said,
right, yeah.
"Oh, the two geeks and a microphone did a show. We're gonna have to do a follow up."
Yeah, we influenced Warner Brothers, right? Sure.
Hey, they listened to us when they said, "Hey, Steven's upset that we're not showing more than just one episode when we release our Disney Plus series. So, for Andor, we're going to do 3 at one time just for Steven on the Two Geeks and a Microphone show."
Is that what it was? Wow.
I'd say, yeah.
Wow. Did Kathleen Kennedy call you up? Because if she does, tell her to call me. I got a few things to say to her. Anyway,
Hola, Brian. Wait a minute, Brian. Are we sure that's you, Brian, in the chat, the Facebook chat there? First, it was Three Geeky Dads podcast who's saying it was Brian. Now we actually have Brian.
Nice. So yeah, so the Constantine 2 movie got the green light, and then Constantine with Matt Ryan got the axe. Somebody explain this to me, because Matt Ryan is freaking Constantine. I don't get it.
Right.
Why would you cancel that? I mean, I understand going forward with Constantine 2. It's got a huge following, but What?
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's hard to say. I wish I knew. I don't know. I really don't know.
I
Kind of
don't
a
know what
thing.
they're thinking over there at DC Discovery, Warner Brothers Discovery.
Yeah, well, they're clearing house. I mean, they are
Oh, I
coming
know they are.
through and they're saying, if old regime, you didn't do your job, we're getting new people in and we're, holding
But
people.
Matt Ryan is looked at as Constantine. Everyone
Well, for us, he is
more
kind
than
of a
just
thing.
us.
Well, yeah,
He's got a huge following. I
he does. He
don't
does.
get it. I just don't get it. What are you
Hmm.
guys thinking over there? I don't have a
Right.
problem with doing Constantine too. That's fine. But let's do the TV series too.
Right.
I want the TV series.
Yeah.
Truth
Yep.
be told, I want that more than Constantine 2.
The film.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I love me some Keanu Reeves. I really do. He was fine in Constantine the movie because we didn't have Matt Ryan yet. And I was like, okay, this is good. But once I've seen Matt Ryan's portrayal, the way they've done in DC animated, I understand that character much
Well,
more
not just
betterer. Much more betterer. Cheers.
well, not just
Mm,
animated. They had his television series, which unfortunately got the axe. That was like on NBC, I think, originally. And then they
mhm,
brought his character over to Legends, which we
mhm.
discussed that.
We did.
I like him on Legends, but I liked him better, much more better
Much more betterer. Cheers.
on his own show. So let's bring back his show.
Yeah.
I mean, I think it's the perfect time. You got Black Adam coming out, which we're gonna have Dr. Fate in, and Dr. Fate's
Mhm,
helmet was featured in Constantine's series, and I was so
mhm.
excited back then. Anyway,
Brian makes a good point. Brian says, I don't know why we can't have both. We had Gotham while the Batman movies were happening.
I agree, Brian.
That's true.
Oh,
That's fair enough.
I
I
would
would
be
go with that.
fine with
Mhm.
both. I would be very happy with both.
Yeah. But just because people out there can't separate the two characters. That's why we got to get rid of one.
Oh gosh.
Right.
Yeah.
No,
I'm a
just
DC
kidding.
fan. I can separate them.
Right.
Heck, we got 2 Batmans running around right now. We're about to have 3.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
All
So,
right,
okay.
let's get off.
Continuing on.
Give us more. We want more. One of us. One
Right.
of us. All right, continuing on. You ready for Geek
Yes.
Talk?
I'm ready for Geekdar.
All right, let's do our stinger.
Well, you don't need that, Private. We're right here. Now, what is it? Now, what is it? I'm having trouble with the radar, sir.
What's wrong with it?
I've lost the bleeps, I've lost the sweeps, and I've lost the creeps.
The what? The what? And the what?
You know, the bleeps, the sweeps, and the creeps.
It's not all he's lost.
Just one more thing on news. Brian has
Yeah.
a point and a half a dozen different Jokers.
Right. Did you
You know,
hear this whole thing where they had this Joker musical? Or I don't know much details, but then they pulled it or they told them to stop or something like that. There's some kind of
What?
Joker show. It's in the news that
Well, I know Joker Part 2.
No, it's some kind of musical, some kind of
Oh no, I did just see that. Yeah.
the People's Joker. Thank you, Brian.
Yeah, the People's Joker. It was like
I don't know much else. They said
he's
they got in trouble
wrong.
for doing it or something.
Well, they probably didn't have permission to use the Joker.
I think that's what it was. They didn't have permission, right?
You can't use big IPs like that.
Uh,
Yeah, Brian's right. It aired once at the Toronto Film Festival. I saw that yesterday. Yeah.
Oh yeah, it's something like no one will ever see it from there on out.
Yeah,
Female Joker. Oh, okay.
As far as I'm concerned, there's only one female Joker. And her
That's
name-
right,
her name
Martha
is
Wayne. Yeah, I know where you were going with that.
Right.
Okay.
She's awesome, by the way.
All
Anyway.
right.
All right. Geekdar.
Geekdar.
On your Geekdar, Steven.
My Geekdar was the one I forgot to talk about last week.
You're saying the penguin fell off the iceberg last week?
Yeah, penguin fell off the iceberg. And I wanted to talk about this because it's on Netflix. It's a movie, and it's called RRR. Arr.
Did you watch this for Pirate Day?
Yeah, right.
Actually, isn't it coming up? Talk like a pirate.
I think it is coming. Like Talking Like a Pirate Day is coming up. Oh, that'd be a lot of fun. People talked about this movie, and Netflix billed it as the first month alone on the release of this film had over 150 million hours in views.
Wow.
Yeah, and I was like, what? And
this movie, I've never heard of it.
The special effects in it are fabulous. It's an India film. I think it's India film, and it's about these two guys that are really on opposite sides and I don't want to spoil anything, but they end up becoming good friends and just their adventures together. And the friendship, what pulled me into it was the brotherly friendship of these two guys. And then there's all this world that's happening around them, and it looks like it takes place like in the 1800s in India during British occupation, kind of a thing is how they tell the story. And but the special effects, let me put it to you this way, the special effects look so good that at the beginning of the movie they had to put that there were no real animals used in the film that were harmed, that were not real. They were all computer animated. No real animals were harmed in the film and stuff. And it is just outstanding. And I had to watch because it's 3 hours long, but it goes quick. But just with my schedule, I had to break it up into two. And what was that? 59 seconds to stop?
I was trying to get our background video in because I noticed we didn't have it, and I
hit the wrong button. Oh yeah. Oh, I should have gotten that. So yeah. So these two friends, their adventures, and I think it is based on some India lore as well. But it was fabulous. It was a lot of fun.
So
and
action adventure, was it comedy? Was it
totally action adventure with a little sprinkle of comedy, with a little sprinkle of a musical? But the musical portion of it fit into the context of the storytelling, if that makes sense.
Okay.
So there's like this really cool dance off kind of a thing and stuff. And the music that's in the film is a part of the film. So it's not like a musical where, hey, we're just going to start singing our parts. No, anything in the music had to deal with the storytelling. And so it was done very well. I'll put it to this way. There'll come a point where if it pops up and I've got nothing else to watch or whatever, I'm like, yeah, I'll watch this again. I would watch it again.
Angie's got a good question. Bollywood?
No, I thought maybe kinda, but I don't know. It seems different than a Bollywood film, but it is still an India film. So
all right, gotcha. All right.
It was good. Okay. That's my geekdar. I'm keeping it to that.
All right. I got two things on my geekdar.
Hang on a second, Megan. What was it, Megan? Were you going to say something?
Say, Talk Like a Pirate Day is on Monday.
Is it really?
Oh,
wow.
It's the 19th.
So you're real close to Talk Like a Pirate Day, and the movie's called Arr.
Arr, arr, arr. Arr, 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 arr. Even though there's no pirates in it. So, oh man, we may have to do a special 5 to 10 minute episode getting online and Arr, Michael, what be the topic today?
Wear a pirate hat and an eye patch.
Something like that. Arr.
Awesome.
That way, that's the one day I think I'm allowed to say to my wife, "Arr, wench." Just kidding, honey.
Wow, I want a recording of that if you do it. Especially the part where she slaps you.
Right, where she slaps me back. Absolutely.
We're gonna add that into the promo, into a promo for us. Hey, I think we just found what you can do for for our membership drive.
Oh, Brian says for Pirate Day, watch Our Flag Means Death on HBO Max.
Oh, okay.
Well worth checking out.
Actually pretty good. I've heard that. Yeah. All right, let me jump onto my geekdar real quick. So
yes.
We started watching the latest season, I believe it's season 5 of Cobra Kai.
Yes.
I
Okay.
love me some Cobra Kai, man.
Mm-hmm.
This show is so freaking awesome. It is one of the best, 80s comeback. I don't even know how to explain that. You
Right.
know, I'll tell you, over the last couple of years, the two best things that have been done that was kind of a relaunching of the franchises, I would have
Mm-hmm.
to say was the latest Ghostbusters and Cobra Kai, because they have done such a good job of bringing in the original cast and basically handing the mantle over to the newer, the new regime,
The new
the
generation.
new generation, right? And Cobra Kai is so good because you've got these good storylines that are going between the original characters and the newer generation. It's just so well done. If you have not watched Cobra Kai, go watch it, especially if you're a Karate Kid fan. I'm actually not even the biggest Karate Kid fan. You know, I like Karate Kid, but I love the show more than the movies, honestly.
So Brian put in the chat. Go ahead and read that, Mike.
It said, Brian said, Cobra Kai is much better show than it deserves to be. I never thought much of the original movies, but the serial kills it so good. The series kills it so good. I totally agree with you, Brian. You are absolutely right.
It's much more
It's much more
better.
better.
Cheers, everybody.
We keep this up. I could have used a regular coffee mug. I got the thermal out because lately I've been going the whole episode and my coffee's been getting cold.
Right. I have a whole rock star that I think I'm going to finish much more sooner than I thought.
More sooner.
Much more sooner.
I won't give a whole lot of details because we're discussing doing a Cobra Kai, another Cobra Kai episode, bringing John Keller back on. Done because I like his insights into Cobra Kai. It's really good. But I totally agree,
Yes,
Brian. It is a lot better than the movies ever were. And honestly, I only remember watching the first film. I don't think I ever watched beyond the first film of Karate.
Well, okay. So I'm going to defend the whole other movies for just a moment.
Oh no, I'm not saying they're bad. I'm just
Right. Well,
you know.
I think they've learned in 30 years of storytelling how to make it much more better. Woo. If this was alcohol, this would be really bad right now.
Yeah, I'd be hitting the tequila pretty hard.
Right.
So
Right.
yeah, that, and then I have one last thing before we go off of Geekdar. I got another comic book. Now, this is an original 1979 Marvel Star Wars comic book. This is issue number 24. I am actively trying to get all of the original run of Star Wars and Star Wars Marvel comic books.
Wow.
And I'm slowly doing it, and I'm not particular about the the shape of the comic book or anything.
Sure.
I'm not out for value. I'm just out for nostalgia. But
Yeah, okay.
issue 24 would complete the first 2 years of the Marvel run. So I had all of 1 through 23. 24 I was having a hard time finding. And I think it's because this one is Ben Kenobi fights alone, which is funny because by this point in the series, Ben is dead. So
Right.
which I think that might be, and I haven't actually read the issue yet. But I flipped through it, and it looks like it's almost like Princess Leia is kind of telling Luke a tale of Obi-Wan Kenobi. So
I gotcha.
I think it's kind of cool, So that's on my Geekdar. I got it. The first 2 years of Marvel Star Wars complete in my collection. So
Very nice. Very
I only
nice.
got, I think 3 more years to go.
That's cool though. That's a neat goal. I like that.
And actually, it's in nice shape. I got it on eBay for I want to say $12. So
Okay.
originally
Right on.
40 cents.
I gotcha. I see what happened there.
1979, it was 40 cents, and I paid $12 for it.
That is okay. That's okay. All right.
All right. We ready to
Are we
move
ready?
into our main event?
Let's get ready to. Yeah.
Oh, by the way, we got muted in 72 countries again.
Oh, you're kidding me.
Probably because we talked about The Rock.
Right?
I didn't go search for it this time, but we discussed getting muted, and I brought up The Rock again.
Right.
I'm seeing if we
Right.
can mute it again.
It makes you wonder because if we do our whole episode on everybody, we got an episode coming up, Road to Black Adam. And
It
we're
would
gonna do
be funny because let's see if that whole episode gets muted.
I know, right? Not only Black Adam movie, but even talking about the road, because we'll do the Superman versus Black Adam, animated. So hey, Stage Page Omega, Star Wars.
Hey,
yes. Hello there.
And Brian's absolutely right. He shall not be named. His tweets shall not be named.
Right. Yep, he should not be named tweets. That's correct.
Hilarious.
Yeah, I can't. That's so funny. We got muted again. Oh man.
Yeah, I saw it and I was like, oh well. I stressed over it once. I ain't stressing over it no more.
Right.
And it's
Yeah,
only on Facebook. We're not getting muted in YouTube that I know of, and I don't think we are on Twitch. So
I haven't seen anything come through on our YouTube thing saying it either.
Right.
So and
I ain't getting notifications in any of the podcast carriers. So
yep. Sage Page says just refer to him as Agent Hobbs and you should be fine. LOL.
awesome. That's great. Well, in a couple weeks, you're going to be referring to him as Black Adam. So, and actually, can't wait for that. But today, we're not talking Black Adams. We're talking
No, we are not.
Yeah, we're going to go back and revisit this little bitty movie that they called Rogue One.
Yes. So, to be fair, everybody, Mike watched it. When did you watch it? You watched the whole thing when?
Thursday night.
And I've seen it a long time ago, but
wait a minute, long time ago in a galaxy far, far away.
Far, far away. Well played. Well played. I like that. I did the Steven 15-second fast forward to see only the parts I really wanted to re-see.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe you.
I know.
It's such a good movie.
It's not bad. It is not a bad movie.
Oh,
I don't spoiler alert, everybody. Spoiler alert from here on out. Spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert for
everybody
Rogue
dies
One.
in the end.
Yeah.
Do what?
Oh yeah. Spoiler alert for Rogue One, really?
Well, I'm just saying. Sage Page, Rogue One was one of the greatest Star Wars movies ever.
Well, now, okay, Sage Page, I will go as far as say one of the best Disney era films, but it does not top the original 3. Yeah.
Now you got me thinking. Disney era films, yes. I will agree. That is good. That's a fair assessment.
Yeah.
Thank you for that. Yeah.
But I can't I can never put it over the original 3. No way.
Oh yeah, I think it's much more better than Empire.
Oh, gosh.
Empire Strikes Back. Oh yeah, much more better. Cheers, everybody. but it's better than Empire.
Our friend Chris Mott would agree with you, and I think he's nuts too. But
no,
Mott
I just know that's your favorite is Empire. I'm just making a joke.
Chris Mott always says that Rogue One is his all-time favorite Star Wars film.
Which one?
Rogue One.
Really?
Yeah, he puts it above everything. And I'm like, well, first of all, you can't put it above Star Wars because if there wasn't a Star Wars, we wouldn't even have the franchise.
Yeah. So just so everybody knows, who is Chris Mott? So we may have some listeners that don't know who he is. Why don't you share who he is?
Chris Mott, we had him on one of our early episodes. He was actually, I think, our first interview. Chris Mott has done a few Star Wars fan documentaries. Oh god,
you can get those off Amazon. Amazon
they
Prime
are
has them.
Amazon Prime currently. Oh gosh, I cannot think of the titles of them. Oh my gosh. Chris is gonna kill me.
Yeah, so because you've been on Chris's show.
Yeah, Chris had me on. He's a big baseball fanatic, huge baseball fan. By the way, I got my St. Louis Cardinals.
I see that.
Albert Pujols is 2 away from beating 700 career home runs to beat
Wow. Sammy
Babe
Sosa.
Ruth.
Babe
No,
Ruth.
beat Babe Ruth's record. Babe Ruth is the third all-time home run hitter. Bobby. Oh my gosh.
All right.
Anyway,
Anyway, come on, Chris Mott.
Bobby
Chris Mott.
Bonilla is the number 1, and I forget who's number 2. Anyway, but Chris Mott had me on one of his baseball episodes to represent the St. Louis Cardinals, since I am from the St. Louis metro area, and I had a great time. Chris is a great guy. He's a lot of fun. Go check out his show, Mocktails from the Cantina.
Yes.
If you are a collector, Star Wars collector, you'll love his show. He has lots of Star Wars collectibles. And then go watch his documentaries on Amazon Prime. He did some really good documentaries. He went to Tunisia, actually.
He did.
Yeah.
I was quite impressed with his, as an amateur documentarian at the time, he did a really good job.
Yeah, he does a very good job. He also has a Walking Dead one I haven't watched yet, I have to admit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I need to watch it. I just haven't had time. But, yeah, Chris is
the Force Within Us, and then
and The Force is Among Us.
The Force Among Us and The Force Within Us. Yes.
And he did have a reality TV show on Amazon Prime too.
Yeah. Real fans of the saga.
Yeah,
I have not seen it.
I think I've watched like 1 or 2 episodes. I haven't watched the whole.
Yeah.
But that was pretty fun too. So yeah, check out Chris.
He's a great guy. He
and
really
go back
is.
To our interview with him too.
Yeah. Yeah. I enjoyed getting to meet him through you and all, and I really enjoy him. Yeah. Very genuine kind of individual. Just, hey, let's talk, let's hang out, let's, kind of a thing.
He's one of us. He's one of us.
Right. Okay. So Chris Mott, the reason we were bringing up Chris Mott was because Chris would say Rogue One is the best of them all.
Yes.
I know Brian says does not top New Hope or Empire. Well, of course. And Revenge of the Sith is my favorite of them all. Then Return of the Jedi. Empire. Okay. I'll give it number 3. I'll give it number 3. But Rogue One, I don't have any issues saying it's the best of the Disney era.
I agree
as far as movies goes. I can go with that.
I mean, and I did enjoy Solo too. Don't get me wrong. I thought Solo was a fun movie. I thought it was really good. I thought Lando Calrissian was amazing in it. But Rogue One, man, it was really different. Very gritty. It's not your typical Star Wars.
Yes. Yeah.
It's much more of a war film. The characters were very intriguing. In fact, man, rewatching it, even my wife was like, I want a movie with him, with Chirrut.
Yep. Chirrut.
Yeah.
I'm like, I won with the Force and the Force was with me.
I'm like, yeah, I want a movie with Chirrut and Baze. I actually want a movie with both of them in it.
I loved their brotherhood between the two of them. And actually, to be open with you guys, those were the scenes I fast forwarded to.
Those are incredible scenes, though. They were great. So good.
Introducing Force sensitive people who are not Jedis.
I love the concept.
The concept was great, and to see him, blind. Here's this blind guy taking on this whole, 10, 12 different stormtroopers kind of a thing. And it was great. It was almost like classic Chinese martial arts films.
I love it when he's walking away from the ship and Baze is like, good luck. And he goes, I don't need luck. I got you.
Yeah.
And Baze is like, crap. Now I got to go with him.
Right. Yep. I loved it how when they got captured and they put a a hood over his head, and he's like,
Are you kidding? I'm blind.
blind, right?
He's blind, but man, he
Yep.
sure could see when a shot was coming. He could see
Yep.
when a stormtrooper was around. He
Yep.
saw Jin's necklace.
Mhm.
That was just amazing. That
Yeah.
was so cool. I loved
Yeah.
it.
Yep. The actor is Donnie Yen, and I'm a big Donnie Yen fan. I enjoy him in Ip Man, which is which is kind of the mythological tales of the teacher to Bruce Lee in a certain karate
Oh,
style and stuff like that. So
I love that. I've never seen that.
the first one is a take on the actual story, but it's fictionalized, but it is the actual time frame, the style, the lifestyle, kind of a thing. And so it actually is really good. The other movies that follow are good. They're good movie entertainment kind of a thing. But the first one is the one that they were like, let's really try to tell the story. We may add a little here or there. They are, but it's a lot of fun. So, but
Did you see what,
Donnie Yen plays them, so it's good.
Sage Page just said?
Uh-uh.
Look at his Sage Page's comment.
Yes, Ip Man his fight against Mike Tyson was amazing. That
Mike
was in
Tyson did
Ip
it?
Man 3. I think it was Ip Man 3. There's like 4 or 5 of them now, kind of
Oh
a thing.
hell yeah! I want to see this fight.
It is 3. Okay, thanks, Sage Page. So the fight with Mike Tyson is pretty good.
Dang.
Oh, that's right. Number 4 was Scott Adkins. That's right. So
All right, I got
that's
to
right.
check these movies out.
They're on Netflix, I think.
Are they?
I think they're on Netflix now. Mhm.
Now, the actor that plays Baze,
Yes.
I know when they were promoting Rogue One and they went to like Star Wars Celebration or one of the
Oh, that's right.
right, he was asked something by one of the press, and he went because they said something about there was rumors that everyone was going to die in this, and they were trying to figure it out, and he goes, "He die, she die, we all die."
Right. and Donnie Yen, I know next to him was just like, his facial expression like, oh, he just came all the
and
way.
Lucasfilms wouldn't let him speak at the conventions again after
That's right.
they 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 put a muzzle on him just like they did to Mark Hamill. Mark Hamill shut up too.
Right. Oh goodness. All right. Now I do want to get into this a little bit because about Andor, this preview to Andor that we got, because Andor gets introduced in Rogue One, and I did not like him in Rogue One.
You
I
didn't
did
like
not.
him at all?
I did not like his character because, again, it moves into the realm where I was beginning to realize I like my good guys to be good, my bad guys to be
I
bad.
think I know where you're going with this, but go ahead.
And in the beginning, this is a Star Wars film. So here is this guy that we've seen in the previews, we've seen the trailers, and you're like, oh, he's one of our heroes, kind of a thing. Then when it opens up in the movie, he kills somebody. I mean, just like there's no mercy kind of a thing, one of the opening sequences.
Okay, now
And
wait
I'm
a
like,
minute. Wait, hold on. Now,
Okay.
I don't have a problem with him killing Imperials. I'm okay with that.
well,
Yeah.
he did
If
even
you're
in this
talking
one.
about stormtroopers,
That I got, yeah. But this
I'm
one was a
fine
little
with-
different because
Well,
this
are
was
you
a guy
talk-
who.
Are you talking about the scene where he's getting the information from the other rebellion guy? Okay, yes, I agree with you on that one. Because
Yes.
when he
Everybody,
did,
I'm nodding my head really big, saying yes.
I thought this is where you were going, and I wanted to make sure. Because I remember, and even rewatching it Thursday night, I remember in the theaters when I saw that, I was like, "Ooh, I don't know if I liked it wasn't so much I didn't know if I liked the character. I just wasn't sure where if I liked where they were going because all right, I'm not stuck on this, you have the my good guys have to be good guys, my bad guys have to be bad guys. I'm not
Mhm.
so much stuck on that as much as you are. sorry, I didn't. That was probably not the best way to word that, but
I'm good. We're good, brother. Go ahead. Keep going.
but there's something about the rebellion, and I'm sitting there going, Luke Skywalker wouldn't have killed him. But of course, now I know Luke has the Force, and Luke probably could have just levitated him up, and so on and so forth. But even even in A New Hope, Luke wouldn't have killed him. Luke would have found a way to get through it. So I was like, that was the only part of the movie that I actually questioned.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I stole your thunder.
No, it's all right. Brian chimed in. He doesn't kill an Imperial. He killed an informant just because he was holding up his escape. And Brian's like, very cold. I agree.
Right.
Sagepage says, wouldn't the same aspect be applied to Lando when we first met him in the original 3? Thought he was good, but in the end doing what was for his best interest.
Oh, that's a good question. But I would not compare this to Lando. Lando was being forced into what he was doing by the Empire. Lando also had no idea who Han Solo or who Luke Skywalker was. So he only knew
some
Han.
guy by the name of Luke
Right.
Skywalker or
He only knew
Skywalker.
Han, and he knew Han as a smuggler. He didn't know him as a rebel.
Right.
This informant I would consider more of a rebel and a confidant and somebody who's on your side. So I would look at this way darker than what Lando did. Now, I do know most fans were pissed off at Lando Calrissian in Empire Strikes Back. A lot of them did not forgive Lando for a long time. I love Lando Calrissian. I think he's awesome.
Well,
yeah, I was, as a kid, I was probably upset with him too, but this is a lot different. And Lando didn't kill anyone, actually.
Yeah. Well, here's my thing about Andor, Cassian Andor.
Great comment, though.
It is the Brian. I hear what you're saying. There's a lot of gray area here. I think for me, the reason I didn't like him in Rogue One because I was so used to Star Wars, my good guys being good, and now here is where I'm probably a little different for the TV series, which I was not excited about watching. I'll be open with you guys. I was like, all right, whatever. Cassian Andor, all because of this moment, in the thing. He was in, I couldn't consider him, but when I watched the 9-minute preview for Disney Plus Day,
that was really good.
It was very good. I was very pleased. There's a lot that I do want to talk about in that, but just for the sake of this aspect of our topic, one of the things they bring up within the trailers and within the 9-minute thing was this whole concept, this whole storytelling concept of what are the things that you're willing to do? What are the things that you're willing to sacrifice or do for the sake of the rebellion, if that makes sense? So that thread, I think, is what's interesting is where do we draw the lines or blur the lines or whatever when we're trying to combat evil, do the ends justify the means? And I'm interested to see how they deal with that conflict.
Gotcha.
Because they're setting it up as such. In Rogue One, it just wasn't set up that way for me. But I think it's the director of Rogue One. No, not the director. The storyteller, the guy who wrote the story for Rogue One is Tony Gilroy. One of them is Tony Gilroy, who I think is the director for the Andor series.
He was just on Rebel Force Radio, actually.
Was he?
Yeah. Last week he was on Rebel Force Radio. I don't know if I don't remember if I don't know. But yeah, if you want to listen to a good interview, check out Rebel Force Radio because they talk to him. And he has some pretty cool insight about writing Rogue One, so on and so forth. Real quick, I just want to I just want to address Sage Page's comment. Sage says, hold on, let me show this. In Lando's case of knowing Han, he wasn't in a way trying to get back at him for Han having the Falcon. Or wasn't he in a way trying to get back at him for having the Falcon? Yes, he may sort of forced, but I seen it more as payback moment to Han. I don't know. I don't think I look at it that way. I think Lando was forced into this, and Lando will do what he can to survive. Um, I never really thought of it as payback for the Falcon. We always had that little story in the background, and I think Lando always did hold a grudge for the Falcon, but I don't think he held enough grudge that he would do anything purposely to Han. And actually, he wasn't trying to do anything to Han. He was actually trying to protect Han, because he looked at it like, well, Vader doesn't want Han. Vader wants this guy Skywalker, and I have no idea who Skywalker is, but Han's a old friend of mine, so I'm going to do everything I can to protect him. Because after all, he did tell Vader, this wasn't the original deal. Han was supposed to stay here with me, and Vader makes the comment. In fact, I thought of this last night watching Cobra Kai. Vader makes the comment, "Pray that I don't. I am
Alter
altering
the
the
deal.
deal. Pray that I don't alter it further."
Right.
So anyway, back to Rogue One. Sorry, I get off track there.
Squirrel.
Where were we at on Rogue One?
We should drink every time we squirrel.
I was just addressing comments. I don't consider that so much a squirrel.
Just teasing.
Anyway, so where were we on Rogue One? I forgot.
We're talking about Andor. We're talking about the 9-minute clip, and why the one scene in Rogue One bothered me so much, and about Cassian Andor, and because of that, I really wasn't interested in seeing. I really wasn't interested in the series. I was like, what's that going to do? I mean, he's going to die in the end. He dies in Rogue One. So, all right. But the 9-minute episode, the 9-minute preview, I guess, really brought into play for me the concept of how far are you willing to go for a cause? And I'm like, okay, I could get behind that as a storytelling thing, even though it really didn't set it up like that for me in Rogue One, or I didn't have that expectation. I do have that expectation for this series, and the 9-minute preview really hooked me in, to be open with you.
Well, see, I don't look at Andor as just his story, though. I look at this as the story of the beginning of the rebellion.
I do, and that's how they're setting it up.
We're seeing the roots be planted. We're going to see Mon Mothma. We're going to see how Saw Gerrera plays into the rebellion and the beginning traits of the rebellion. We're going to see that. So I look at this way more than just Cassian Andor. Yeah, he's the star of the series, but you gotta have somebody as a star. That the guy, the older guy that basically is pulling Andor in. He looks intriguing to me.
He does look very intriguing.
Honestly, out of that 9-minute bit, he looked more intriguing than Andor does. Honestly. So
yes,
I'm looking forward to learning more about him and his place in the rebellion, and what he has to do.
Agreed.
Are we going to see Bothans?
Right. Many Bothan spies.
Many Bothan spies died to bring us this coffee.
Right. So Brian brings in the actor is Eric. I can never say his name. Selvig. It's Selvig is the actor. Yes. He was I should. That's not the actor's name. The actor's name is Stellan Skarsgård. Sorry, my bad.
Oh, Skarsgård. Oh yeah.
So, but he plays Professor. He plays the professor that we see in Thor.
Or Pennywise. Sorry.
Yeah. No, he plays the professor that we see in Thor, who's Eric Selvig. Sorry. Thanks, okay. Brian. Yeah. Okay. I was like, that doesn't sound right. But then I was like, no, it is Stellan. Stellan Skarsgård. So
he's related to Pennywise.
Yes, the guy who plays Pennywise. That is correct. Right. Who is
the new
Bill
Pennywise.
Skarsgård.
Yeah, Bill.
Which Skarsgård is he?
Bill.
That's right. Yeah. Are they brothers? Are they brothers? No,
I don't think so. This guy looks much older than him. Much older than him.
Yeah.
I was thinking maybe father.
So there's several Skarsgårds. So now I got to figure out who's who. So the
Tito should be on
Swedish,
I'm
yeah.
It's his dad.
See,
Is that what it is? Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Thank you, Megan.
although I bet he'd appreciate you saying that he's his brother.
Probably.
Holy
Anyway.
cow. They got a lot of
Yes.
kids.
Thanks, Brian. Brian also said Stalin is the father.
I gotcha.
He is the father. No, just kidding.
I am your father.
Right.
Search your feelings, you know it be true. Anyway,
He is a good actor, though. He is a really good actor.
so rewatching Rogue One though Thursday night, I actually forgot how much I do enjoy the film. It
Mhm.
is a really good movie. But that one portion of it just kind of throws me off for a moment, and then I get into Jen Urso, which I liked her character. I thought she was really good. And I liked her story with her father, and the fact that he's the one who basically designs the Death Star and designs the flaw, purposely
correct.
the flaw into the Death Star. I enjoy that whole story. And then, like you said, with Donnie Yang, with Chirrut and Bays, I absolutely love those two.
Mhm.
To me, they really make the film. Oh, and K2SO.
K2SO. Yep. I was getting ready for it. Yep. Love me some K2SO.
Oh my gosh, he had some of the best lines in that movie.
Mhm.
I love it when he slaps Cassian, and there's a fresh one where that came from. If you mouth off again,
Right. And then later he's like, I'm so sorry about the slap.
and then when Jen shoots the other droid, and then he's standing behind it, and he goes, "Did you know that wasn't me?" And she's like, yeah, I knew." Because they don't like each other.
Right.
Or he comes in and saves their butt, and they're like, "We told you to stay in the ship." Well, I got bored, and I heard lots of noises coming, so I came to rescue. Maybe you're right. Maybe I should have stayed in the ship. He's so great.
Yep.
That's Alan
He-
Tudyk, by the way, and Alan
Yeah.
Tudyk is just amazing.
He's a great actor.
Yeah, he's in Doom Patrol. He plays what is it, Mr. Zero or whatever in Doom Patrol. He does a fantastic job in that role. And of course, he's Ash from Firefly.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I like Alan Tudyk. He's a great actor.
Yep. And if you've seen Knight's Tale, he's in Knight's Tale. Watt. And
Yeah, okay.
he's a lot of fun. Always wanting something to eat. Tatsy cakes I can have today. I'm hungry.
But yeah, overall, I really enjoy Rogue One. I think it's a great film. Eh, my wife was like, "I hate the ending of this movie," and I'm like, I don't hate it, because I think it's one of the few movies Disney actually thought out.
In all fairness, I don't like the ending either, but it makes sense.
It's necessary for the
It's
story.
necessary for the story.
Yeah,
I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
That doesn't mean it doesn't suck. As in,
no,
like,
it doesn't suck.
Not like that.
Well, one of the things that Rogue One did really well is they made you care for the characters.
Right. So wait a minute. So what you're saying is, by the end of it, you cared for Andor.
Nah, he was so. I cared for everybody else. No, I'm just kidding.
He could die.
In all openness, Andor was just ambivalent for me at the end. When he died, I didn't really care. But Jen Urso, I cared about because of her connection with her father, that father-daughter relationship, losing that. I cared that, she went through all this to get the plans. Yes, they got them, which we still have to talk about that ending scene. So, but I will say I cared about Chirrut and you know, seeing him,
Hey,
even the crazy little, you know, the pilot guy, you
I'm
know,
the pilot. I'm the pilot. Bodie,
yeah,
Bodie Rook. Yeah.
yes.
I'll
He
admit at first I didn't like him because I thought he was annoying, but he got better as he went along.
agreed, yep. And
Oh,
so I did care for the characters, and so that's why I really, you know, overall K2SO, I cared for him as a character because he was a lot of fun. So
I do
yeah,
have one thing that annoyed me in the movie.
yeah. What's that?
Borgalik.
Oh yeah,
We will take you to Borgalik. Borgalik
yeah,
knows all.
yeah,
Really? What did you find out from Borgullik? That's
yeah.
dumb. I hated that. I hate
It was weird.
the only purpose of that was to have a strange creature in a Star Wars film. That was the only point of that. Which
Yeah,
I get. We have strange creatures in every Star Wars film. There always should be. But this whole thing of, oh, he finds out the truth, but the side effect is they go insane. So really, you don't find out anything. It,
right.
it was it was dumb. It was pointless, and I hated it. And it could honestly be cut out of the film. It's just
Yeah,
stupid.
yeah. It was another dark part. Now I have to
I
say
didn't think it was dark. I just thought it was stupid. I hated it.
well, yeah, that too. Well, it was dark for a Star Wars film. Like you know, my bad guy or my good guy is doing bad things to get information.
Oh, I see what you're saying there. I was gonna say, well, the Rancor tried to eat Luke, so
Right,
you know,
right.
but I get what you're saying there. Yeah, okay. Anyway,
But my favorite Darth Vader scene of any of the movies before Ben Kenobi.
oh, incredible scene. Darth
Mhm,
Vader, yeah, uh, trying to go after the plans for the Death Star. That
mhm,
was fantastic. We saw Darth Vader in one of his darkest moments ever.
mhm.
Was glorious.
Right, right.
Loved it. Yeah, that was an instant of our bad guy being a bad guy.
Was being a really bad guy, a
Yeah.
really good bad guy, really good at being bad guy.
And then we got then in The Mandalorian, we got the flip side. We got Luke Skywalker. I mean, which are almost identical scenes. And
Mhm,
I
mhm,
absolutely love that scene of Luke entering to come get Grogu and
mhm.
him coming down the hallway. I mean, you could play those scenes side by side and they're almost identical, you know.
Right.
And it's so cool because it's like father, son. I loved it. I absolutely
Yeah.
loved it.
Yeah. That was the end of season 2, right? Yeah, season 2.
Yep. Yep.
Yep. Oh, yeah, that's a good scene. We should almost make these clips of all our favorite scenes in Star Wars and do a whole episode.
That'd be kind of fun.
That would be fun.
Maybe something.
Sage Page says, I am a Jedi like my father before me.
Yeah, yes. Perfect. Perfect. Yes, exactly.
That was good.
So we should also bring up the CG that was done in Rogue One. Because we have the return of a classic Star Wars character that was in my opinion was
2 characters.
incredible. Well, yeah, we had 2, but the prominent one, of course,
Mhm,
in my opinion, was incredible. I loved it.
mhm.
And I remember I remember when the movie came out and I went to work and there were some people at work are like, "Oh no, the CG was off. It didn't look right." Blah blah blah. I'm like, dude, they brought him back from the dead. I mean, come on.
Right.
You got to give a little bit. Yes, it's not perfect. Yes, we know it wasn't real, you know, but I thought it looked freaking incredible. I was excited to have Grand Moff Tarkin back and a prominent role in the film. I love
Mhm.
his dynamic with gosh, now I can't think of his name. Um
Finnick? Not Finnick.
Not
Um,
Nick. Oh gosh, why can't I think of his name? Anyway, I love their dynamic. You know, the struggle.
Krennic, Krennic,
Yeah,
Krennic, Orson Krennic.
Commander Krennic. Don't choke on your aspirations.
Right.
Another great Vader moment too. Oh yeah.
Uh,
And we get Vader in the back to tank. That was awesome, by the way.
that was good. Yes.
But yeah, I love the scenes with Tarkin. I think it was incredible. I think they did a great job. He looked much more better than
Much more.
Tarkin in episode 3.
Right.
If you watch
Mm,
Revenge of the Sith and that moment when Tarkin walks over to both Vader and the Emperor, it looks
mhm,
like they actually dug him up from the grave. That was horrible makeup. They did a bad job, and I know why they went
mhm.
with the CG. It was way better.
Right.
Now Princess Leia, on the other hand, that one I thought I always felt it was off. It just that one didn't quite look as good to me as Tarkin. I thought Tarkin looked
Mhm.
much better than Leia did.
Well, I think for the time at 2016, that was really cutting edge. As
Oh, it was
y-
definitely.
it was, it's all it almost was there for both, but not quite. You did know it was CGI, but at the same time, it was still pretty impressive.
I just think they spent more time on Tarkin just because he was in the film quite a bit. He was
Hmm.
probably in a third of that film. Where
Hmm.
Leia only makes what 10 seconds, 15-second clip or something like
Yeah.
that.
Hope.
Right. But as
Hmm.
prominent as a character as Leia is, I think they should have spent more time on it. And I think they should have made that scene better. Just my opinion, it
Hmm.
doesn't ruin the movie for me or anything. It's just, it throws me off a little bit when I see it.
Hmm.
Um,
Hmm.
it's just one I think they could have done better on. Hell,
Gotcha.
let George come back in and revise it. He revised his movies how many times?
Right. The specialized editions.
Some of them not for the better. McClunky.
Right.
The hell does
Right.
McClunky mean?
Sage Page says that moment with Krennic of "Don't choke on your own aspirations" reminded me of the actor's role in Batman when Bale says to him, "Do you feel in charge?" LOL. A small man way over his head. LOL.
Nice. That's good insight. I like that. I didn't even
Hmm.
think about that one. I like that. Very good.
Hmm.
Sage is a wise man.
Yeah, not Bale, Bane, but it was with Bale, Bane, where he puts his
Right.
hand on his shoulder and he says, "Do you feel like you?" Oh wait. Do you feel like you're in charge?
Oh, yeah, the voices in that movie are very cringy. Yeah.
Right.
I do love that movie, but man, oh gosh. They
Yeah.
really worked on the voices, both Batman and Bane. Oh, gosh.
Yeah, Ben Mendelsohn was the actor, and I have to admit, I forgot that he was in the Dark Knight Rises. I know.
Yeah, you know what? I would absolutely love if somebody would redub all of the Dark Knight films with Kevin Conroy's voice.
Oh, for Batman.
How awesome would that be? Let George Lucas do it. He'll do it.
Right.
Just bring George in, bring Kevin Conroy in.
I am the night. Yeah. Love me some Kevin Conroy, who's back on Cameo, everybody. So if you want to get a personalized message, he is back on Cameo. I got an email just the other day.
They said since you bought one, maybe you'd like to buy another one.
Correct. That is absolutely it. Yeah. Sage Page, when it comes to Batman, I would love an older Batman movie where Mark is Joker and Kevin is Batman. There, my life's complete.
Yeah, it's called Batman Beyond.
Yeah.
That's what a bunch of us want. I said it before, and I'll say it again. Warner Brothers Discovery, you have the setup for a grand slam. You've got Michael Keaton back. Michael Keaton is there. I want him to play. I want him to play the older Batman. That's actually what I want. And yeah, come on, let's do this. Let's just do it. What are you waiting for? I mean, Disney listened to you, and they're giving you 3 episodes of Andor.
That's right. Give us a Batman Beyond movie.
Yeah, I want a Batman Beyond movie. Oh my gosh.
Right. All right. Well, we better wrap up, everybody. Any last thoughts or anything, Mike, that you wanted to get in about the Andor series coming up and or the Star Wars Rogue One?
I will say that I am more excited about Andor now. I was kind of
me too.
When the first announcement came out, I was like, all right. I mean, I'll watch it, but I don't know if I'm really excited about it. What I was excited about was the idea of learning how Cassian gets K2SO. But I'm hearing we are not going to see K2SO until season 2. I don't care what you say, Steven. In fact, I put up a special meme on our Facebook page.
I saw it. I saw it. Thank you.
Cassian said so. But after seeing that 9-minute, after seeing some of the previews, I was like, okay, this is looking a little.
The first trailer looked really good. The one they released earlier this year.
The first trailer I still wasn't excited over. The guy coming out ringing a bell, I'm like, I don't get this. I don't get it. But that 9-minute preview, that helps.
It really
that
does.
helps a lot. So yeah, I think next week we're gonna have a fun time talking about the first 3 episodes. So
that's right. So everybody, Wednesday. Wait a minute. So by the time this actually airs on our audio podcast, which would be next Friday.
I don't know for sure when we're recording.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll be having some discussions, everybody.
We will be recording our Andor season premiere episode somewhere between Wednesday and Saturday.
Right.
I'm not sure where. That depends on both Steven and I's schedules, how things work out, and when we can watch. Well, I'm watching it Wednesday night, I'm pretty sure. Anyway, so yeah, it just depends on how things iron out next week. That's all.
Right.
So, all right.
Right.
Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no, that's all right. So I will agree with you. The 9-minute thing really hooked me in. It did. And all, because I was like, all right, I'll watch this for the podcast, to get ready and stuff, whatever. And then I was like, oh, it looks really good.
Well, and we get to find out this whole thing of I've been in this fight since I was 6 years old.
Right.
I always thought that was kind of a goofy line. I was like, really? You're exaggerating just a bit, but I guess not.
Guess we'll find out, right?
Because they do have a kid actor for Andor, so yeah. So I guess we're gonna find out what that means exactly. He's been in this fight since he is 6 years old. Yeah, my accent of Cassian's probably horrible. Sorry.
That's all right. We'll see what happens.
Cassian accents for forever. I do my George Lucas a little bit better though.
All right. Well, with that, everybody, thanks for joining us here on the Two Geeks and a Microphone show. Hey, please check out our website at twogeeksmic.com, 2geeksmic.com. There you will find that is our hub for all things Two Geeks, along with a link to our Facebook page, a link to our merch page, and then also we have our Ko-fi page on Ko-fi. ko-fi.com/2geeks.
And speaking of Ko-fi, if you subscribe at the $3 level on Ko-fi, and we get 50 subscribers by October 22nd, I will dye the goatee portion of my beard orange for Halloween.
What? Yes, that's pretty exciting. And then we said, yeah, if you guys want Steven to do something, just name some stuff in there. We'll see what happens. So check it out. That's where we have 3 tiers: $1 tier, a $2 tier, and a $3 tier. Some people are just giving, which is great. Thank you. We appreciate that. And then we realistically, our goal is $500, and so we are updating that. Oh, I forgot to update that this morning. So with where we're at in our goal, to get that to actually pay for another year of Restream, so we can do that. So that's what we're asking for, and that's what the money is going towards. Also, if you have any questions for us or anything, you can get us at show@twogeeksmike.com. You can shoot us an email, and yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. So all right, Mike, well, with that, I will let you close out the night. Thanks, everybody.
All right, with that said, over and out, and Cassian said so. Shoot, I didn't have the graphics ready.
Well, that's okay.
Thank you for joining us today on the Two Geeks and a Microphone podcast. Tune in next week when we will have more news and reviews. Until then,
May the force be with you.